Hello, my name is Olivia Francis. I'm a multi-award-winning artist and songwriter living in Nashville, Tennessee. Welcome to What's Your Birthday and What Does It Mean? Sisters Jeri Isaacs and Donna Bernard, co-moderators of the popular Clubhouse Room, explore life's dynamics from their unique point of view based on the day you are born. Sponsored by NashvilleGuitarGuru.com and DearWiseWomen.com. Always fun, never disappoints. It's always in the cards.
Hey, Donna.
Hey, Jeri. It's good to see you. Good to speak to you and listen to you once again.
Yep, me too, or you too.
I was thinking about our last episode where we were talking about moms and their daughters, and we're continuing this conversation.
Yep.
And at one point we were talking about Jennifer Lopez, J-Lo, and Alex Rodriguez, which we had covered in DearWiseWomen.com. Jennifer Lopez as our Trailblazing women, and A-Rod, I think it was just because it was his birthday.
Right, and automatically we did that.
Right, in the very beginning.
Right.
And here we was talking last week about J-Lo and her daughters, because it was a family now that his daughters and her daughters are splitting up. But now thinking about it, when we were talking about J-Lo is now with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Whose ex is Jennifer Garner. So now
it's so confusing.
Well, it's like Emmy Lopez, or what, I'm not sure what her last name is. Emmy has two new, we're going to change it from stepsisters to two new bonus sisters.
Okay, I agree.
Because, yeah, we have to get rid of that step and be bonus.
Yes.
So what do you think when you see, so it's just to refresh, Jennifer Lopez was a four clubs.
Yep.
And Emmy.
Creative, very creative.
And masterful, just
yes,
just brilliant woman. And her daughter Emmy, and Emmy, if we're saying your name wrong, please call us and let us know. You're welcome to correct us.
Or J-Lo, you can call us.
Or J-Lo, I'll take your call too. Is a 3 of diamonds, 9 of spades, 9 of spades.
Wise little girl.
Yep. So now Jennifer Garner is a 4 of diamonds, 6 of clubs, who's dating Ben Affleck, who, it was funny just because Melinda Gates was our first big story about trailblazing women, and they share the same birthday, and they have a jack of clubs, and 2 of clubs. But I digress. We're talking about moms and their daughters.
Yes.
So Jennifer Garner's daughters are a 4 of diamonds and a 6 of spades. That's Violet. And Serafina is an 8 of spades, a 3 of clubs. So what do you see, Jeri, as this new blended family?
Well, we also have some third cards going on here that we need to address. Jennifer Garner, her third card is a 6 of spades. So she's got that 4 of diamonds, 6 of clubs, 6 of spades. And the reason I found that important was because Violet, her older daughter, is a 4 of diamonds, just like her. So automatically there's something there. And she's a 6 of spades, 6 of spades.
Wow.
So the fact that Jennifer Garner also has a 6 of spades, that's a lot of like past life karma stuff that has to be taken care of, and a lot of spiritual stuff. I'd be interested to really see how that child is really. She's probably really smart and really wise. I wonder, in terms of the different marriages and stuff. I don't know how many times has Jennifer Garner been married.
I really don't know.
But her father is Ben Affleck.
Right.
But now Ben Affleck is with Jennifer Lopez, right?
Yes.
Is Jennifer Garner with anyone?
I don't know. If someone's listening, please call us and let us know, but
we have
maybe
to
we'll
look
do
into
an
that.
update.
Maybe there's another man with other girls' daughters. We didn't figure that. We didn't think about that one.
I think Jennifer Garner flies a little bit under the radar.
Smart lady.
Well, she is smart. And
Are you
and
just
it
saying
seems,
that because she's a four diamonds like you?
of course I am. I can relate. And Jennifer Garner also has that club. So, you know, I when we see that mental power of the clubs, and Jennifer Lopez has the four clubs, and Ben Affleck has the clubs. I see that as a really smart people, whether I would think that they are, working this out in a very positive way. I would hope.
The other thing, what you brought up with J-Lo's daughter, Emmy, that three diamonds and that four diamonds of violets, that's a really strong spiritual type of connection between the two of them. And Emmy's really got those old soul cards, the nine of spades and nine of clubs. But you know what? Or no, two nine of spades, I think it is, right? And Violet though has two six of spades, and I think that they probably sort of will be able to really relate to each other. So it'd be interesting to see. Now, Emmy's 13, Violet's 15, but so she could be either they could be looking at each other as like really friends or sisters, or I don't know if Violet is, 2 years could be a lot and when you're that age. We know that, right?
Oh, absolutely. But I see the connection when they're ready. It's there.
It's there. Now Serafina now, on the other hand, January 6th, right? So
Well,
she's got what? An
no, you're right.
eight of
Yeah,
spades.
ace spades. Mm-hmm.
And that's a very solid, strong card. All those eights are power cards. So her power is in whatever work she chooses to do as she gets older. She got that three of clubs, which is the writer's card, real creativity, and then an ace of diamonds, which is another creative.
Ooh.
So I think like Serafina might be the one who is more of the creative, following her parents into maybe show business.
You know what? I think that she's the youngest one and she's taking this all in. And the stories she will write. And I think Violet and Emmy and even A-Rod's daughters, I think they're all going to have some story about a blended family of bonus children of
superstars.
Of super.
They are the superstar. I mean, all these people are big stars in our.
Yeah, but they're also setting. I think that they're coming to age where things are changing so rapidly with technology that we didn't have growing up, and they've grown up with technology and keeping in touch in a way we can't even even relate to.
Can you imagine if we had all that? I don't know what life would have been like.
I don't know. I think that between TikTok and all the other stuff that they're on in the social media, they can keep their relationships going. So yeah, I think it's really pretty interesting. But I think that there's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of storytelling, and a lot of energy and some spice in them. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what they how they mature into fine young women. And I was thinking, Jeri, so just to refresh everyone, Jeri and I are sisters. Jeri lives in Nashville, and I live in New Jersey. I will say I'm 64. And Jeri and I have been having this conversation for 25 years about the day you were born sets your personality. So these are traits that we're talking about when we talk about the day you were born, and the traits that and then you're born into this family with all the dynamics. So now we're taking different families and different people and relating to them to each other. So we're really excited about this, and we're on Reset for Women 360. But with
And
that,
Donna, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I have to admit, I am 39 and will always be 39.
well,
So
I could
I'm
then
glad you're
say,
64.
I'm going to be 64 and stop counting. So there you go.
Well, I stopped at 39.
All right. So we see, we do the math differently, but yet we're here together. We started in the early days of the clubhouse, having this conversation.
The early days, early this year.
Early in fact, look at what we've learned, Jeri. We've learned. We got on the clubhouse, thought maybe a few people would listen to us talk about why the day you were born is, and it became an inclusive discussion with people all over the world, people calling in, and they wanted to know how their children learn, their relationships. There were so many things. And then we built a website, dearwisewomen.com. We started writing stories. Now we're doing videos. And stay tuned for what we're doing next. But I think what's important is let's pivot now to Brad Pitt. I think it's important to see that Angelina Jolie and her mom and her daughters. So
okay, we're going to do that. Well, I think it's time for a song. So in light of that, I've been trying to think of what would be a good song that would set the tone of what we're going to talk about next, maybe. And I don't know, maybe Angelina wouldn't agree with me, and maybe I don't know, is Jennifer Aniston, she's not with him now, is she?
no,
Maybe the girls would agree with me. I don't know. But I'm going to play a song from an old album that I love, that my husband was involved, that he did. He was in called Good Souls. And,
Dave Isaacs.
And his
my brother-in-law, Dave Isaacs.
Right, he had a partner, Brianna Hardiman. And it was just a one record project, but it was some songs that I just loved. And a song that it made me think of is I Turn Cold, which is a song about relationships and ones that, where the woman no longer wants to have anything to do with the man. So maybe that's what these women are thinking of, because certainly people have, I don't know how you leave Brad Pitt except for something like that.
I just can't imagine leaving Brad Pitt.
So,
Brad Pitt, you can call me. I will happily date.
You'll have to get my Keanu is first.
I have 94 Keanu's in love with me, but I'm sure that one of them is real.
The one that got mad at me.
Yes.
The one that got very mad at me.
Oh, Keanu.
All right, so we're going to play I Turn Cold from the Good Souls album, and then we'll be back in a few minutes.
Thank you, Jeri.
Thank you.
Baby, I'm not the girl you fell in love with. A portrait I can't afford to keep. Every night I dance with a shadow I made love to, right beside you while you were asleep. I turn cold the closer you get. I meet your eyes with regret, like there's somewhere else I'd rather be. There's a burn in my soul, out of my control. When you come close, I turn cold. You gave me your devotion while I hid my emotion, and learned to cry without a sound. The truth is far more troubling than lovers just not loving. The house we built is falling down. I turn cold
So, what'd you think? I haven't heard that song in a while, but I Turn Cold, Good Souls. My husband Dave Isaacs and his partner of his back then, Brianna Hardiman, and God, I think it was up 2008 maybe. It's been a while, but songs are timeless, and I think that there are a lot of women who probably feel this way when they're tired of the guy they're with. So there you go. Dance with shadows on the wall. I just love that line. Anyway, so we're back, Donna.
It really, it was, but Jeri, I know I said we're going to pivot to Brad Pitt, but during the break we were talking because, you're a king of diamonds. So what did you say?
Oh, Donna, I'm a king of clubs.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was just making sure you were sharp.
You were just making sure. And that was the whole point of the whole conversation. It's, yes, I'm a king of clubs. King of clubs, people can't let things go. And I'll always say, oh, Donna, when she does something like that. I never let it slide, do I?
Never.
I don't. It's like I always,
and that's,
because I can't. It's like the comma. You're the comma. If you're not right, you're like the comma to me. So anyway, king of clubs has to have.
You're my semicolon.
You're my comma. That's hysterical. I love it. Okay, so Jennifer Garner. That was right because she now who's she with? We were wondering who's she with. So she's with a guy named John C. Miller, seems to be a business guy. Something with the what was the name of it? Cali
Burgers.
Cali Burgers. It looks like a big chain out in California.
But he's also doing technology, so he
looks like a really smart, interesting guy. But
oh yeah,
no birthday, and he's now separated, divorced from his wife Caroline, and who seems to she plays an instrument in a orchestra,
violin.
But I couldn't believe they have a daughter named Violet. Now, what's the chances that him and Jennifer Garner they both have violets? How do you deal with two violets?
You give them daffodils.
There you go. Daffodil dreams.
I don't. How will they manage two violets?
I don't know. I don't know her cards or anything. I just thought it was so funny that I had to look, and then that's what I find. Her name was a daughter named Violet, and I think a son named Quest. But we're not talking about the boys now, just the girls. But okay, so let's get back to Brad Pitt.
And because it's always in the cards, it's really. We hope you're enjoying this conversation. So now we're going to talk about Angelina Jolie, and she has three daughters, Shiloh, Vivian, and Zahara, and we really can't we don't know really Zahara's birthday, but Jeri, let's see what what you see in Angelina and her daughters.
Okay, so. Like Angelina is she's fascinating. She's a king of diamonds, which is a really strong king. Not the king of spades, because king of spades is the MasterCard.
Don't tell Visa.
Exactly. Oh boy, we're really going to be corny, but okay.
I took that from you this time, Jeri.
That's okay. I sort of tossed it to you.
You did.
But that king of diamonds is like the very big business card. And even though she's an actress, Angelina Jolie, I think she's a strong cookie. But also that compassion. I mean, I know she had her children, but then they adopted children, from other countries. I mean, really, what a heart this girl has. Second card is a Six of Hearts. So there you go, the peacemaker. So I'm not sure if she made peace with some of the men that she's been with, but I'm sure there's been a lot of turmoil in her life. I know with her, especially with her father. I don't know if there's peace there either now, to be honest with you. But we're just looking at the girls now, so we don't have to know that. And then she's got the four of clubs, that creative card. So, you know what, Donna? Didn't you tell me something about her mother? Did you have the mother's cards?
Yeah, her mother was an actress, Marceline Bertrand, and she was a 10 of diamonds, an ace of hearts, and a eight of spades. So
Oh,
I just see that. And Angelina has always done things for the world.
yes.
She is a global ambassador.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
And her mother too. And that ace of hearts, ace of hearts, six of hearts. And the very powerful working person in the mother as the eight of spades. So, okay, so now what we're going to look at the three daughters of Angelina. But we know that there are more children than that, but the three. So the
right.
first one is Shiloh, which Shiloh's a five of clubs and a double three of diamonds. So like, with Angelina, that four of clubs and the five and her five of clubs, they're spiritually linked to each other. So that's like one connection with Shiloh, between her and Shiloh, and the three of diamonds would make Shiloh like, some working hard, like a big fear of not having in the future for some reason, and something going on there, and working hard to be successful, or working hard to get him to be whatever she wants to be.
You know what? But when we see the three of diamonds, and especially the double, we
Yeah,
always say embrace the warrior.
yeah,
She can do Shiloh can do anything, because that double three of diamonds and that five of clubs, there's that mental
yeah,
power, and that, embrace the warrior, not the warrior.
yep, yep. Well, that creative energy has to go somewhere.
Yep.
So second daughter,
It's
Vivienne.
Vivian.
I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but
She can call us too, and we can correct the
absolutely. So,
pronunciation.
very familiar birthday. In fact, one of my best friends is born that day, and it's a three of diamonds, another three of diamonds. So look at that. Shiloh had double three of diamonds, and this Vivienne has a three of diamonds to start with. Oh my goodness, looking at that. And her second card is a five of clubs, which is the same as Shiloh's first card. So these two are so much alike. Oh my, wow.
And
Just
they're
just a little,
still young to know it, but they are.
yeah. And but Vivienne has a nine of spades, so she might be a little more of an old soul,
Mm-hmm.
a little wiser maybe than Shiloh. I don't know, but that those cards, and then so the, her card, that four of clubs and the five of clubs, same thing that goes. So she's got a strong connection to her mom too. Yeah, that's amazing. And then Sahara,
But we don't really.
we're not really sure, but
sure.
like, I have to say that when I look at her third card of the ten of clubs, I'm thinking
My favorite card.
she might as well be part of that group, because there's a lot of smart people in this group of between all the different people, members of the family.
The women, or
That's the women.
yes.
And yeah, I mean, who knows where it will go? I don't know. But I think that this is a continuing saga. We could just keep drawing like lines between of
Oh, it's
who the
true.
next one is with each one, or the past one.
But this is like the next generation, and they're leading the way and opening roads that haven't been gone, maybe haven't been,
Travel.
walked on yet, the traveled road. So I see the Angelina like leading the way with her King of Diamonds, and being fearless even when it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
But she's got that peacemaker card, and it's interesting because we don't really talk about the men, but with Brad, he's that King of Hearts and the two of Diamonds and the King of Hearts. It's like, woof.
But you would expect that to be That's like just the loving father. Now,
Yes.
let's just say, like, I don't know. I mean, I know pretty much he was fighting for the kids, right?
Yeah, I
I
don't know
mean,
what happened.
no,
Yeah.
but just because someone doesn't, you might not want them as a husband, but doesn't mean they're not a good father.
Yes, we do know that.
But that doesn't mean they're a good father.
Right.
Bad father, good father. It doesn't mean anything. But I don't think that he's a bad father.
Well, it's interesting because as we're trying to rebrand, Jeri and I are from blended families, and we always would call the best father we had, our stepfather, our stepdad, and we're like, wait a minute, he was the bonus dad because thank goodness he came into our life.
I mean,
And
right.
so instead of saying stepfather, I heard somebody say bonus dad, and I'm like, we so need to be bonus, and our brother, Bruce and bonus.
Yep.
So yes,
I
I
agree.
love that. So it's interesting when we talk about our trailblazing women at dearwisewomen.com that we started, and we talked about over the summer you were working busy on the Royal Quandary,
Oh,
and we were
I'm so
talking.
proud of that just that name.
It was.
Remember Royal Dilemma? Everyone was like, Royal Dilemma. I'm like, there has to be a better word. And
The king
now,
of
doesn't
clubs
it
at
sound
work.
good, Royal Quandary?
The king of clubs at work. Yes.
Yep. I mean, that was I don't know, I'm proud of that. I feel like one day they're going to start using that term, like
You know what?
everyone will know it.
I think so, because as soon as you said quandary, I was like, oh my God, because I was saying dilemma, and you're like, everyone says that. And I
Right.
said, Jeri, you will come up with the right word. And you just called me and you said, the quandary. And I'm like, oh my God. But it was interesting because we've talked about Kate and William and Megan and Harry and William and Harry. But what's really interesting,
And the moms and Diana.
and the mamas. But what's really interesting is Kate has a daughter, Princess Charlotte,
Mhm.
and Megan has a daughter, Lilibet.
Yeah.
And I remember the day that Lilibet was born, and we looked at the cards. You said, "Oh my goodness!" And I'm going to let you say what you saw that day in the cards.
Okay. So where we're going to start? Like, let's just step back a second, just a second, and talk about Kate Middleton, because, like, she's a queen. I mean, she's a rock star. As far as I'm concerned, she's got so much. She's gonna be queen, I think. And so her first card is a 5 of spades, and her second card is a king of hearts. Third card, 9 of clubs. But if we look back at Princess Diana, now quick go to the videotape to remember what Princess Diana was on July 1st.
Right.
Like I'm pretty sure she had an ace of spades to start with, but I know that she had a 3 of diamonds, but I think she also then had the 5 of spades and king of hearts as her third and fourth cards. So there was so much similarity between Kate and Diana, if I recall correctly. But she's just so like regal in my mind. And then Princess Charlotte, I mean, gotta love it. 4 of spades. She's got that solid, strong working card. And then she's got the 10 of diamonds and the 10 of hearts. Like, the 10 of diamonds is that card that's surrounded with friends and money and everything that anyone could want, because they're right in the middle of life, and every other card in the deck surrounds them. And that 10 of hearts is like, gives her great success with groups of people. Like, so, she's in line also to a succession for the throne, and who knows where that's going to take them down the road. But she certainly looks like she could handle it. And look at this, and her mother, 5 of spades, and she's a 4 of spades. Lots going on there between her and her mom. I don't know. She's got 2 brothers, so we didn't look at their cards yet. So we have, that could be an added bonus one day. We're probably going to talk more about the royal quandary as time goes.
True. We did say that, and we had people, in our clubhouse from the other side of the pond.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and loved the story that you wrote because it was from a unique point of view. So when you have someone from the UK say, I never thought of it that way, it was just, it was really big compliment to you, Jeri. And I remember we got off the phone, you were like, oh my goodness.
Well,
It was
I
like,
think it was especially about Camilla because, I mean, someone was very kind, but said I had never really thought of it that way, seriously, and I hadn't either until I really, really researched it, and I felt like, you have to give Camilla her props sometimes because she really toughed it out to be with him now still after a whole lifetime and all that went in between. Got to give that woman credit.
and that's why as we grow and evolve and we look at the cards and we do based on the day you were born, we get to see things as from a unique point of view.
Oh,
and,
so different. Yes.
And it's like, and we could say, we change our mind or
Right.
we have a different perspective.
Oh, it's
But
so
then
it's so great. No, it's great. But you want to wait? So we got to talk about Lilibet
Mm-hmm.
because, like Lilibet, to me, when I saw her cards, I was like, I remember when she was born. It was like, so she's got the same cards that Angelina Jolie has.
Isn't that
Think
crazy?
about that strong woman, King of Diamonds, which is the best business person really. Six of Hearts, the peacemaker, and a Four of Clubs, creative. And I could just see like that
But it's
kid
the clubs. It's the mass. It's the four of clubs.
She got a Four of Clubs, but you know what? You can't overlook that Four of Spades that Charlotte has. But you know what? They look like they could get together and rule the world. And like it might be interesting to see. Now I don't know what Archie's birthday is, and I haven't looked that up yet. But Megan's son and the other boys. But as far as the girls go, they've got it right. They've got it. They got stuff working. But we're talking about a lot of cards, but not really when you think about it. Like I feel like we're talking a lot about similar cards because it seems to me like all these strong women really do have children that are strong children.
Yes, they
Right?
do.
Right? Like so far, what I was wondering about is seeming to be coming true. Like on these pages, like I could see all that happening.
Well, they have a platform with their parents, but they also have their own way to use that platform for good. So, if you're going to have the platform to really do something they're going to really change the world. I mean, I'm excited for this generation because they're young. They're growing up with technology that we didn't, we were like, oh my God, we have a color TV. And
It's really true. I mean, like, think about what life was like back when we were little.
right. So they're growing up.
We both remember that big color TV. I remember my first show was Bonanza. I don't know if you
Was
remember
it?
Bonanza. Yeah.
Of course I do.
But would
Of
you remember what
course
your
so.
first show would be that you would remember on that TV? You probably was watching Bonanza with me.
I probably, it had to be because
There's only one.
there was only one TV. Yeah.
Right now we all have TVs in every room, and if you don't like what's on the TV, you just
You
look
sat
at your
there.
phone. No, but now you can just watch your phone.
Oh, you know what? There was a time when the phone rang and everyone ran to get the phone off the wall. And now it's like
Remember
they
busy
would-
signals?
Beep calling in the operator and saying I need to interrupt this
that
call.
phone call. Oh God! Like it sounds like we grew up in the old age, in the dark ages.
Well, I always said I was a pioneer in business, so isn't that funny?
Donna, you are the epitome of the trailblazing woman.
Thank you,
I'm not
Jeri.
joking. I'm serious.
We are having.
You should take a second to tell a quick thing about who you are because you know what? we have some extra time, I think, and I think you could tell people who you are, why they should be impressed by listening to you.
You know, Jerry, thank you, because we were talking the other day and you said, God, I don't even realize how much you've done in your life, because
Sure.
when I was working, I didn't have a cell phone to talk to you. And as I went, I started my career in Wall Street, and I was selling new technology on automating the tax return. Could you imagine people were doing these
And they're still
massive,
talking about tax returns.
but you know, back then nobody thought it was important. I'm like, how do you do it? You get rid of the abacus. I mean, you walk into the offices and it was like pencils and dust and dirt, and,
Oh,
and they're like, oh, I've got to erase this and recalculate this, and and I'm like, this is automation. And so I was very successful there down in Wall Street, going door to door for corporations, accounting firms, law firms. And, starting early 80s in sales, people would say, how do you do that? And I said, because I get to leave. And if somebody says no, I can go shopping, right? I could go somewhere else. I'm not stuck where they are. And, I started in 87, actually.
That was a really good attitude also.
I
I wish I had known that.
Well,
Because, you never know. I don't think it would have made me the sales guru, but I like that attitude. Like, I would not like calling people or trying to sell something to someone, and I would probably walk away being upset maybe. But you're like, I can go shopping. I don't care if they said no.
And it was
I could do whatever. They're still there. I never thought of it that way.
And you know what? Somebody would say they always had magazines in the waiting room, the office, and they go, he's going to be a minute. And I would be like, oh, that's fine. Because I would get to sit longer before the next meeting. And I read some of the best articles that because you didn't have the internet, right? So you couldn't go to the library and look up the Dewey Decimal System. So I would read all these different articles. But anyway, then I went to a small company and Thomson Reuters. It's a big powerhouse now, but it was actually taking tax code and putting it onto digitization. Could you imagine?
It's hard to believe.
and I love that I was a part of shifting technology and always and how to work smarter, think deeper, understand things that you just can't walk by them. You must understand them, things at a deeper level, ask better questions. And
Donna, you are very skilled at that. No, you're very skilled at. I mean, over the years, everything that you have pointed out in wherever is like a problem has always become a bigger, an issue not that far, down the road. It was like you were always a step ahead. You always saw the problems and, like you said, never wanted to just walk by. You always wanted to try to lean in and figure something out. And I'll tell you, I respect that, because there's so many people who just want to like turn their head and go, oh, well, we'll fix that bridge when it falls. Whatever.
And I'll tell one last story before, maybe every night, and then I'll sprinkle one in. But I worked for Bloomberg for 2 years in the city, and there was a union strike over it was the electrical union, whatever, engineering, electrical. And instead of everybody protesting, I went and talked to the union workers because I wanted to understand better why they were protesting. And it was really interesting because you had access and you had curiosity, and they wanted to sit down and explain their point of view instead of what the media portrayed.
I think you were telling me some pretty funny, crazy story about what was going on. It's a 4-letter word, right? What word was that you had trouble with all week?
The definition of soon.
Soon. It could be any time. Soon. What does that mean?
Well, so I was doing like a relatively easy transaction with a bank, and it was really, it started off several weeks ago, and I thought it was going to be. I said I need it by this date, and they said, okay, we'll get it soon. we're going to go through the process. How long will it take? You'll have it soon. And I said, well, I needed it done within 2 weeks. Is that reasonable? I think we could do it that soon. Well, 22 emails later, 28 days later.
God.
Well, we got through this first step. I have to do another step. Oh, yes, there's many steps. Well, how long does this step take? Oh, it should be done relatively soon. So anyway, each step was they asked for more information and irrelevant information, and it was just becoming like a paper chase for a relevant. And then you're so far down the road with them, you just need it completed. And you kept saying, well, okay, it's in this department now. Well, is anyone there in that department? I don't know. Where is that department? We're not sure. Is it in space? No, it's not in space. It's here in the U.S. Are you sure? I'm not sure, but we'll get back to you soon. So then I felt really bad because I sent this email to these two women. Could you just what's the definition of soon? Is it the end of the day? Is it the end of the week? Is it the end of the month? End of the year, next year sometime? Because I really needed this in 2 weeks. Are we going to make the time frame that I need this? And I felt really bad because neither one of them even responded. Actually, I got an out of office message from one saying they'll be back soon. So now I'm feeling so much anxiety, and I called their customer service and said, I need to know the definition of soon. And coming from a corporate career, I don't take. I called the office of the CEO because this is a local company. They're local. I'm like, could you just give me the definition of soon? So Friday afternoon, I get a call back from this man, an AVP, and he said, I understand you have a problem here. I said, well, soon. I'd like to know the definition of soon because I'm trying to get this transaction done and I need to do this by that time. And I've been doing this for the past few weeks and we've gotten to this point. He said, I understand that. We're having a lot of discussion here about the definition of what soon really means. I said, okay, good. So when will you get back to me? And he goes, soon. I go, what? You're going to get back to me soon? And then I said to him, I said, I have to tell you, as a corporate executive in New Jersey for the past 30 years, never in my life have I experienced, and you've made me feel so anxious this week about the definition of soon that I even sent an email to 2 professional women. Could you define soon? And that made me so anxious because that's not the person I am. That's not my reputation. And that's not the way I do business. I said, so you're calling me at noon to tell me you will get back to me soon? And he goes, yes. I said, okay. And then he did call me back at 4:30 and he said, Mrs. Bernard, I have bad news for you. I said, what, are you calling me too soon? He goes, no. It'll be later than sooner. So with that said, I just said, listen, I'm Donna Bernard. It was really nice trying to do business with you. However, it's not soon enough for me. And you think about the word soon, when is dinner? Soon. When is the check? It's in the mail. When should it arrive? Soon. When will that bridge fall? Soon. Soon. When will we do something? Sooner than later. Better sooner than I don't know. But I'm really glad that a major regional bank is having a conversation about the definition of soon.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Talk about managing expectations.
Well, they're bound to get it, done soon, I guess. So, I think this is about time where we're going to end this show. And I just wanted to, how I like to end with music. Like to give my husband a little bit of a platform. He is one of the men who love
always.
He's always been real supportive of me. And I hope that I've always been supportive of him. I try. I am his biggest fan, truth be told. As much as my mother might have thought she was, there's no one as big a fan as I am. But this is a song that he has on his new CD, which just came out October 1st, and the CD is called Choogle. That's CH, like we like the CH, right?
Clubhouse CH.
OOGLE. It's like Clubhouse
Oogle.
Oogle. There you go. It's a Clubhouse
easy to-
Oogle.
The Choogle.
That's what it is.
Next time we'll have to talk about the chapel.
That's the name, but the Choogle is the name of the CD. It means something to people in music.
I love that.
Not me, but other people. And it's all about the feeling of the music. But this particular song is maybe a little, not exactly like some of the more swampy type songs in it, but it's really one of my favorite songs of all time. It's called I Like What I See. And he wrote that with a friend of ours, Jeff Walters, who's a really great songwriter. And some of his best songs have been co-writes with Jeff. And I'll be excited to let him, I hope he agrees to play his song for us after we play our little theme music. And with that, I think I'm going to say peace out.
And I'm going to say, Donna Bernard, it was very nice joining us tonight. Thank you for your time.
And we will see you next week.
Oh, but we're not going to talk soon.
No, nothing's going to be done soon in our house. Goodbye. Take care.
Love you, Donna Bernard.
This is Olivia Francis. Thank you for listening to What's Your Birthday and What Does It Mean with Jeri Isaacs and Donna Bernard. Please join us here at Reset Talk Radio every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Central. You can join their live discussion on Clubhouse in their club, What's Your Birthday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at the same time, 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Please visit DearWiseWomen.com and read, follow, and share as they take a fresh look at people in the news. This program was for entertainment purposes only.
I wandered the desert. I walked through the valley. I've seen my share of dead ends and back alleys, and I have been weak when temptation came calling, but gotten back up every time I have fallen. I was searching for something that's just out of sight. Now I'm stepping into the light. I open my eyes. I like what I see. I'm not a slave to my history. I've loved and I've been loved. I've sometimes felt loveless, been careless when blessings I thought nothing of it. I've cheated, I've stolen, and wasted last chances. But I found forgiveness, sweet understanding. my history, finding my way to where I need to be. I look down the road, I like what I see. I look down the road, I like what I see.